So, welcome to day 6 of our 21 days of prosperity and abundance coaching. It's Natalie Pace. Today's mantra is practice. So, when I was a youngster, I was learning how to play piano and I had to practice for an hour every single day, right? So, I'd have a lesson once a week and then I would practice, 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 practice. And remember that this first week, what we're trying to do is toss out the habits that don't serve us and embrace the ones that are going to help us to create prosperity, abundance, greater health, feeling lighter and more actualized, which actually helps us to smile from the inside out, all of these things, right? So now we've learned a few of these tools, and today I want us to practice all of them. So, how can you practice love? Well, and again, you don't have to do this in a way that's going to embarrass you or others, but you can walk by somebody and just say a little prayer for them. You could walk by a homeless person and say a little prayer for them. You could think of someone you love and send them a kind love note, right? And it might even extend to somebody that you haven't thought of that much, but maybe it was an old teacher from, childhood that you just want to thank for what they had done for you in that moment when you really needed them most. So extend love and find ways to think beyond what you did on day one, right? Breathe. Maybe you do a meditation today, whenever you want, like lunch meditation doesn't have to be long. It could be that savasana that happens at the end of yoga. Whatever it is, it could be before you go to bed. It could be when you wake up and you hit the snooze button, go into a short meditation then. Breathe, breathe, breathe that long, deep, slow breath and exhale. So just remember, okay, so today I'm going to practice everything that I learned. I'm going to practice more love. I'm going to practice breathing more deeply. I'm going to meditate at some point. How do we practice gratitude? Count our blessings. That one's not that difficult, right? So we can't say, I'm really grateful when we're not. But what we can do is we can start remembering things that we are really grateful for. And that is how that's that crack where gratitude rushes in. Forgiveness. I want to give you a tool on this one because we talked a lot about forgiveness and how it is the gift that you give yourself, right? But the truth is that sometimes we really feel someone has wronged us. And while we are feeling that, it can be very oppressive and it can be constantly in our thoughts. So we need a couple of tools to help us with that. One of the tools is, and it's called the Sophia's mantra. I am, I have, I can. So when some thought that comes in about how somebody else really did us wrong, instead of thinking about that thing, right, which is going to be like jumping in a mud puddle, throwing more mud all over ourselves, instead of, getting up showering, right? So think of Sophia's mantra as a way of showering the mud off so that we can see our crystal vision that we want to do. We can start practicing and leaning back into love. We can't love while we're thinking of how much we hate somebody or something, right? So I am, I have, I can just changes our thought. It just says, I'm not going to think about that. I'm going to think about this. Now, again, if that one keeps rushing back in, what can you do about it? Well, one thing, and it works really in a very odd and interesting way. It could be $11, it could be $21. Think about either sending that person $11 or $21 or something that you could give that person that would be in that range. Do it anonymously. And what this is doing is it's taking your power back. And again, I don't want you to think I sent them that and blah, blah, and all this drama around it. It's a way to start taking your power back and putting separation between you and whatever it was that that person did that has impacted your life. So you need to take the power back. I remember in therapy, and that one of the most powerful realizations, I don't know how I couldn't have come to this on my own, but I couldn't, is the therapist said, hey, when you're a child, people can do things to you and you may not be able to stop them. But as an adult, you have the power. You have the choice. You don't have to be somebody's victim. You can step aside. You can step out, right? Now, for those of us that may have come from a background of abuse, we may not understand how to do that. And awareness like that one that my therapist gave me is part of the tool to that process. So we may need more. You know, again, yesterday when we were doing that wisdom thing, if one of your problems was, I can't forgive this person, then maybe you need to do more. Maybe you do need some therapy so you can get tools that are going to help you to understand how to take your power back and how to not put yourself in the position where others can take advantage of you. Again, part of that is wisdom. So whatever it is that you put on your fire ritual list, before you can do the right action, you might need wisdom, right? So you can put on there, okay, I'm going to stop making everybody else rich. I'm going to start opening up my retirement accounts. But in order for you to know how to actually invest that money, you're going to need to read the ABCs of money. In order to engage with a surly teenager who is going through something where they really need your help, but they don't want it, maybe you are going to have to engage and read at minimum books by very experienced, people that can deal with depression or teen depression. So that's what I want you to do today is practice love, practice breathing, practice gratitude by counting your blessings, practice forgiveness, Sophia's mantra, plus give an anonymous gift. This is taking your power back. It's not addressing what happened. Nothing is, hopefully they don't even know it's you. And wisdom, embracing wisdom and understanding that there is a right way, there is a wrong way. And you must make sure that you're learning it from a true guru who's worth listening to. All right, I will see you tomorrow. And today's mantra again is practice. A lot of the resources we have are at nataliepace.com. Thanks again. Oh, always email us, info@nataliepace.com as well. Let us know what you need. May have already written a blog about it. I may have a free video conference about it, or it may be time for you to join us at a financial freedom retreat or at the Restore Royal Manor House retreat, our in-person live adventure that's absolutely life transformational as well. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow.